Hello, everyone. So today we are recovering from our Gen Con adventures. We just got back really late last night and just trying to get my muscles back in order because right now they're exhausted from all of the walking and the lack of sleep is not helping. So we'll probably be doing a recap video here soon, but a lot of people have been asking about the Gen Con haul. So I got some pictures, but I'm going to go do a walkthrough of the games that we got down at Gen Con here so you can take a look and see. I don't have information on all of these because some of these were purchased by Miranda. And you'll probably be able to tell the ones that are most hers because it's mostly the anime stuff, which I don't get into at all, or RPG stuff, which I also don't get into at all. But there were a few crossovers where she bought some board games too. But most of them were my purchases on the board game side. So we'll go through those, and so you can see what cool hotness will be coming to the channel here soon. So it'll be real fun to go through it all. And I've got it all nicely displayed down for the photos downstairs. So I'm going to pause the video, and we'll go down and take a look. So this is the pan view of everything. A lot of games there, a lot of accessories and so on. We didn't include all the promo cards and such because there's a ton of those too. But you can see wide swath of games. We've got the Everdell Tree, the wooden version. I had that on a discounted price there, so I wanted to get that. Go with Miranda's, one of Miranda's favorite games, Everdell. Aces and Eights. This is something Miranda's wanted for a long time. She's really always liked that role-playing system, and now she can only find somebody to play it with her because we don't play role-playing here. Or I don't. Everyone else does, but typically Miranda's had a tough time getting people together to play role-playing games, but she really liked that system and passed it up in the past, and I didn't want her to pass it up again when we had the opportunity to get it, so got it for her. Atlantis Rising. I believe I actually own this game already, but Miranda found it with all of these new enhancements. This right here is the map for it, and then there's deluxe pieces, and she thought it looked beautiful and thought it was worth the upgrade, so went ahead and picked it up. Here's the pin collection. We did the pin hunt this time. Miranda actually has already some of these on her bag, so some of the pins we got are not in this set here. These are mostly ones that I wanted that she left behind, or ones she didn't want that are just here. I got my Pookie. I already have one Pookie from previous year right here on my Gen Con portfolio thingy. But now I've got two Pookies to change between. The Capstone games. I'm a big fan of the Capstone games. We got the logo from that. Got some Loki villainous action going there. Dinosaur World. This is just the starter set that everybody can get easily. And then this is one of the rares. I really love this sword. Whenever I saw it, I thought it was really pretty, and it was at an art booth. And then I found out later it was actually one of the Pin Bazaar pins, and I didn't know that, so I went back and got it. This is my first year as a VIG, so in the VIG swag bag they included the Funkoverse Game of Thrones pop game, so that was pretty cool. I didn't know that was going to be in there. And here's Miranda's anime collection. She actually won several. Wrong Party isn't, but everything else here is. That's another game Miranda picked out. So interested in trying that, but all of this other is games she picked out. Back here in the back, we got some small box games. We got Land vs. Sea, 10, Shot Totten 1 and 2. I've heard good things about that. Always wanted to try it. The Mind Extreme, that was one of our VIG perks as well as the game Quick and Easy. So looking forward to trying those. Also, this dice storage container was in our VIG bag, which was really nice. 3 Laws of Robotics. Don't know much about it, but it sounded interesting, and Miranda thought it'd be cool, so we picked it up. Good Puppers, actually I got as a package deal when I completed my pin quest, so we probably wouldn't have picked that up otherwise, but we'll see what might be worth it. If I mentioned 10, that was in the AEG Big Game Night went to, so got a copy of that. Clank in Space expansion. This just hasn't released yet in retail, so really like Clank in Space when we reviewed that. If you haven't seen that, go check out the review. We got Vagrant Song. This was one of the hard ones to get at the convention. It was a very big seller. I love the fact that it was a ghost train. That really intrigued me. It is a it's a co-op playing game. I don't typically like co-op games, but I love the theme of this. You board a train and you aren't really sure how to get back off of it once you're on there, once you find out it's haunted. So I thought that was really neat. Villainous expansion, that got that mostly at Gen Con because of the pin that was came with it. But I was going to pick it up at our friendly local game store either way. The Hunger, that came with some promos as well. It was another one I had pre-ordered, but I went ahead and changed and got it there because it came with a whole bunch of promos and stuff that you couldn't get elsewhere. Conquest, I don't really know much about this system, but this miniature came in our Kickstarter bag. It was for a night. I figure Miranda can use it in some of her role-playing games. Mind Management. This was another. I kind of ordered this at the convention because I didn't think I thought it was just a retail version is all they had, but they had this really nice special edition Robert found, and I ended up going back and buying it. The artist actually drew in Robert's copy a nice little picture of Robert in the box, which was really cool. But this is a kind of like a Scotland Yard or Letters from Whitechapel type game where you're trying to track down the person who's hidden movement on the board. I really like those kind of games, and this one was really cool. We only played the basic up at Gen Con. We played Robert's copy, so mine's still sealed. But it was a lot of fun just on the base game, and it was kind of an introductory type game. So I'm really looking forward to playing the meaty version with all of the variable abilities and such. Pop over to this stack. Picture Perfect. This is probably the game I'm most excited to try out. That was a complete surprise. I always love going to Gen Con and finding a game that just completely surprises me. This one was that, and it involves trying to arrange people in a picture with partial information that you find out that, this person doesn't like to be standing next to that person, or this person wants to sit behind somebody, or this person doesn't want to be in the picture, so try to block them. And we even have plants that have personal opinions on where they want to be in the picture. So it's really funny. And my friend Corey demoed it, and after I'd already bought it because I thought the premise sounded amazing, and he loved it so much he went and bought a copy. So I'm just super excited to play that one. So it's probably one of the first ones you're going to see on the reviews coming up because I just really want to try that. The Loop, this was one I saw some other reviewers reviewing, and it caught my eye. I love the Dr. Evil type thing. In this case, it's Dr. Foul or Foe. The loop is you go through time and time loops to try to capture him, and it's really kind of a cool premise. So we'll see how that goes. Cora, this is kind of interesting. Yellow is not known for heavy games, but this is their expert tier. This is their first game that I know of that's in this expert tier. And it looks like a worker placement type action game. I don't know. Haven't tried it yet, so I don't know exactly what it involves, but I always love the heavier games, so we'll see how that goes. Zephyr, this was a Kickstarter game that there's a small company, Portal Dragon, I believe is what it says. I can't read the phone thing's kind of going over it, but I believe it's Portal Dragon. I met with the owner of this company, and we may be doing some previews of some of his upcoming games in the future. As a matter of fact, I Kickstarted one while I was standing at his booth because it looked so intriguing. It was a Halloween themed one called Cobalt. And it's up on Kickstarter right now, by the way. I'm going to give it a look. But this Zephyr one looked really interesting. It is another co-op game. We're breaking my rules of co-ops here. But this one was about, like, it looked like World War II airplanes, kind of a steampunk, though. And you upgrade your planes, and you have to basically work cooperatively to get through these basic bad things keep happening, kind of like Battlestar Galactica with crises. So I'm interested in giving that one a try. Fantastic Factories. This one is kind of, this was Miranda found it and basically said, do you think we should get it? And I'm like, go ahead and grab it. I wasn't with her at the time, but they had all a package deal where you could get all of the bundle with the Kickstarter items that were coming out. And it's a worker engine type game. And we've apparently played it. Robert said we played it, and we apparently didn't like it enough to keep it. So don't remember him having. I remember him having it. I didn't remember him playing it though. But we're gonna give it a try. Hopefully it'll be meatier. He said we didn't like it because it was not meaty enough. So hopefully with all the expansion stuff, it will become meatier. Viral expansion. Viral is a game we picked up at Gen Con. We played it the year it came out up at Gen Con, which was rare for us to play a new game at Gen Con. We usually are opening, not able to get anything to the table because we're running around buying or having events. But this one we got to the table, and we actually liked that one, but it's been a while since we've played it. They had the release of the new expansion. I probably should have waited until that came out retail to save some money. But I was already buying up some other stuff at the booth, and it was there, so I went ahead and grabbed it. And I was kind of in a hurry, so I just grabbed everything at that booth so I wouldn't have to go back. That same booth that had that Picture Perfect game, and another one coming up in the next stack here. End of the Trail. This is one that Miranda found. I don't know much about it. It looks like a Western-themed game. They had a Kickstarter. The box doesn't really tell you anything, so I can't really say much about it. But she thought it looked really cool, and we're going through our Western Wednesdays, so this is one on a Wednesday coming up you'll be seeing. And there it is, Great Western Trail. This was probably one of the toughest ones for us to get. As a matter of fact, we wouldn't have gotten it if not for our good friend Henry, who sacrificed his copy for us. Basically, they had, when Thursday they didn't arrive. Friday, apparently, they gave out vouchers on Thursday, I guess, for the Friday game arrivals to pick them up. Gen Con had said there would be no limited exclusive items. This definitely was a limited exclusive item. It would have been nice to have known that. But our friend Henry was working the booth, and he managed to get a ticket and said, basically, I'll give you my copy and buy it when it comes out retail. So really appreciated that. He apparently had some space issues on getting his games back. So really appreciate all the thought you put in, get for us, Henry, and effort. So kudos to you. That was amazing. Kudos to Corey, too. Corey is the one who helped me snag Vagrant Song, and we wouldn't have got it without him because, he also hauled all of our games back for us. So kudos for both of you. You guys are amazing. So, all right, Furnace. This is the game another game from the Picture Perfect booth, and the same one as Viral. Furnace is an engine building game. It's a railroad system game. It reminded Miranda a lot of Coal Baron from what we'd seen from the card game version. I've actually managed to track down the Coal Baron board game, and that should be arriving in the mail any day. So looking forward to giving that one a try too. But Furnace looked like it had some unique mechanism on bidding. So I'm actually surprised Miranda even was interested. She found this one too and pointed me to it. And I went back to grab it because she thought there was a one-day exclusive on Thursday where you could get some, like the mat for it free. So I had to rush out of an event that I was in to grab it. And that's why I quickly grabbed the other two items, Picture Perfect and Viral. Matter of fact, there were free or additional upgrade pieces for Picture Perfect that I didn't even know they had, so I had to go back and get those actually, so to complete that. It was a mad rush most of the week. It was pretty chaotic. You can tell I'm kind of out of breath because I'm still recovering. The new Smash Up Goblins pack, I was pretty excited. I love the smash up, so getting a new faction. So I'm looking forward to trying that. I'm mostly excited about the next faction, which is the Knights of the Round Table expansion. It's going to be very Monty Python-esque, which I love Monty Python. Unfortunately, I thought it was going to be a full box, but apparently it's just an expansion pack like Goblins, so a little disappointed in that, but still looking forward to it. Whirling Witchcraft, this is another AEG game. We played both it and 10 at the big game night, along with, we played Tiny Towns. Whirling Witchcraft, though, was kind of a screw your opponent game. 10, by the way, was basically a press your luck game with trying to get numbers in sequence from 1 to 10 different colors, and it was neat, but I don't know which one. I think I like Whirling Witchcraft slightly better. They're both really light games. We'll be reviewing those really soon on the channel because they're super easy and they were fun, actually. I was surprised because I don't generally like light games, but I really did kind of enjoy those. They're not probably my favorites by any means. But speaking of favorites, a good transition, Unfathomable. I didn't even know this was going to be at Gen Con. My buddy Robert, Robert, you know, from the channel, found out about it, surprised me with it. They didn't come in until Friday, I guess, but they had 500 copies at Gen Con at 2 booths in the back, and was able to snag a copy of it. They actually were still there on Sunday, so they weren't that hard to come by. I don't think anybody knew they were coming, so I don't think they prepared for them, because I was really surprised they still had them on Sunday. So this is Battlestar Galactica rethemed in the Cthulhu world. So I'm looking to see if what differences there are from this versus regular Battlestar. I'm really excited to play that. Now the question is, when can I get people to play it? Because Miranda does not like those kind of games, nor does Robert. Icky. This one was kind of a spontaneous purchase. I was looking at for Oltree, the one below it, and at that same booth they had Icky. And my buddy Henry that I mentioned was at the booth while I was there, and we were talking, and he was like, wanted to try Icky. So I went over and took a look, and I had some nice pieces, and I thought, all right, I'll give that a try too. So that one and Oltree were both from the same vendor. Got another one a little bit later here in the stack that was also from that same purchase that, you know, got really good reviews on Board Game Geek, so I'm looking forward to trying all 3 of them. Oltree was kind of a night game, whereas Icky is obviously kind of an Asian themed. It says it's a game of Edo artisans. So I don't know much more than that about them, but I'm looking forward to them. So Rocket Men, this is one that I went tracking down. It was one of my 3 games I was going to get. Great Western Trail, Rocket Men, and the expansion for the Reckoners. Well, they didn't have the expansion for the Reckoners available. Like, I saw it as far as demo purposes, but they didn't have it available to purchase. But I haven't played the base game yet, so it's not critical. Of the 3, that was the one I was least, interested in grabbing. But Rocketman was a lot of fun. We actually got to play this, Robert's copy again, because mine's still sealed. But we got it out, got to play it up there. It was a lot of fun. It's a deck builder. You're trying to fly to settle your different types of spacecraft on the moon or in Earth orbit or even on Mars. And it's basically kind of got a little bit of pressure luck to it, but really not that much. It's mostly just a deck builder. It has a banking system for you're building up your rocket fuel and rocket ability to get to the different planets. And you've got goals, personal goals that you're trying to achieve, certain ships to be the first ones at certain locations, and it gives you rewards for that. So it's a fun game, but the ending was a little wonky on it. I'll warn you that. So we'll discuss that during the review of it, but get more into it. But I would recommend the game still. It's just the ending, I think, had a little bit of quirks with it. Bonanza, this is one I was surprised when we played it during Western Wednesday how much Miranda enjoyed it. I didn't know she would like it so much. It's an older game, so trying to track down any expansions for it was going to be difficult, I thought. But I did find at one of the Rio Grande booths at Gen Con, they did have 3 expansions for it. So I went ahead and grabbed those. They had a decent bundle price for them, so I picked it up. Inner Compass, this was a freebie. AEG had a package deal that if you bought like $50 worth of content at their booth, they would give you some games for free. And this was one of them I didn't own from the free ones that they were giving, so I went ahead and grabbed it. Don't know anything about it at all, but it was free. Holly, this was one of Miranda's picks. She saw it was a puzzle game, very colorful. The box art is amazing. Whenever we do the review, you'll see cover, but it was incredible. Looking forward to giving it a try. I really didn't get to play it much. It does have like 3 tiers to it. So looking forward to giving it a try. It's really interesting the way it appears. And then this was the deluxe version, so it's got wooden pieces and it's got instead they're even upgrading some of the wooden pieces in the base. It's got some resin pieces in there that are shaped like the different creatures that represent your players. So looking forward to giving that one a go too. Jurassic Parts and Tutankhamun. These came from the same booth. Tutankhamun really caught my eye. I was on my list to check out, but this one blew me away as far as the pieces in it. Whenever we do the review for that, I'll get it out and you'll see it. But it looks like it is a small box game, but it looks like it's something you would expect to be just cardboard and really small pieces and not a lot to it. This has all wood pieces. It has just some pieces aren't even there for any purpose. They just have they're for decoration. They have a mouse pad that is your throwaway zone for tiles that don't get used. There's no function for it other than it's a place for resting your tiles. It's just over the top as far as the piece qualities. Some would say it's overproduced, but personally, I'm a piece snob. I love games like that. So I'm looking forward to giving that a go. It doesn't seem like it's very tough. It looks like a really simple game in the vein of like Takedo, where you're traveling down the river, and in this case, it's the Nile, and doing set collection on tiles. So I hope it's enough gameplay to it to make Miranda interested, because she does not like Takedo. She thinks it's kind of boring. So we'll see. Jurassic Parts, though, is a tile game. It has really nice amber pieces in the game that are the stones. So it looks very similar to Jurassic Park, which you would expect, of course. Where you're doing digs to try to find dinosaur bones, and you have little chisels that kind of look like the roads from Settlers of Catan, and you're chiseling off pieces of the pattern and looking underneath to see what's on the other side of the tile once you break them off. And whoever has the majority gets to take the tile. Whoever has second gets to take other tiles that are, there's like if you break off multiple, whoever gets a majority gets the most. Whoever has second gets the second most, and so on. So it's another little, I guess, tile laying puzzle type game. Dinosaur World. Did not really like Dinosaur Island by the same maker, so we'll see how I like this one. The main problem I have with Dinosaur Island was that it felt like there was only few paths to victory in it. So I'm hoping Dinosaur World will change that, or it will be different enough that I actually enjoy that one. But it was a hot seller, of course, at the convention. Flourish. This one there was a bunch of discounts for. These were boxed copies, and this is a signature edition. The artist actually has their signature on the gold, and the designer. And it came in a sealed cardboard box when he got it. Obviously, it was intended for shipping out. I just opened it when I got home, but I haven't looked to see what's inside. It's still sealed. Just opened the cardboard outside protective layer. But this one looks like another simple, artsy, really cute game. It was from the same area as Everdell, same company. But they had, on our room keys, they had a $5 off if you bought it. In addition, they were doing a Gen Con special on it. So they got it down enough. I thought, well, I'll go ahead and grab it. Terror of London. I checked the reviews on this. It actually has pretty good reviews. It's a deck building game that's monster themed, of vampires, werewolves, and so on. So with Halloween coming up, I thought it'd be a fun one to get to the table and give a try. They had the Kickstarter exclusive version at Gen Con, and they made me a deal on it on the last day. So I thought, all right, well, I'll give it a go, and we'll get it to the table sometime in the next month, so it'll be part of the Halloween series. Just real excited about everything I got, but that one looked intriguing. And I got to talk to one of the people that works at Colossal Games, who is the makers of it. So maybe I'll be able to get some advanced notices on some of the upcoming games they have in the future, because we had a really good discussion. So really good people there at Colossal Games. Nidavellir, this is the other one that came in the same booth as Icky and Old Tree. And this one actually was released, a limited release before, but I think it actually came out this past week as a second release. They had it at Gen Con. It looked beautiful. The reviews were pretty good for it. So that's all I really know about this game. I'm interested in giving it a go, see whether it's good or bad. Don't know anything more. Maybe surprised pleasantly, maybe surprised the other direction. Guildmaster. This is one that caught my eye, and they told me it was a gamer's game, is what they said. They kept saying it's a gamer's game because it was at the same booth as one that wasn't a gamer's game. Can't remember which one it was, but it was one of them we got that was a simpler game. Oh, it was Land and Sea. That's the one. Land and Sea was their other game, and that was a tile placement game that was a pirate theme. Small box game. And this one is a large box game. It looks like it's mostly cards. This is one of the few I actually opened up because I wanted to see what the pieces look like. They have some interesting banner ribbons in there in the box, and then big giant screens for players. So I don't know what those are for, but I haven't read through the rules yet, but it has a ton of cards. So it looks like it's mostly a card playing game or card deck building, maybe. I don't know. Could be anything at this point. So going to be giving that a review here shortly. This is probably my favorite thing from the VIG swag. Was this Gen Con VIG bag, a labeled bag. This is really nice. Matter of fact, some of my friends who have been in the VIG program for a long time said this is the nicest bag they've ever given us in a VIG bag. And it's a high quality one. I used it the rest of the convention for porting my different small things like books, and I put my glasses in it, put promo cards in it. It was very useful. So if you see me at Gen Con, I'll be sporting that from here on out, unless they give us something even better next year. Who knows? But most likely not. I think that one is pretty much icing of the cake right there. So that is pretty much everything we got that's game related. We got t-shirts, we got some decor, we got some posters for the kids' rooms that were really cool. There's one that my wife's been eyeing for several years that had a dragon reading books on it that it's going to look really perfect in our son Walter's room. So Demon Worker up here. This is another anime game. We did try that as we were waiting to leave Gen Con, because Robert had to work the Chip Theory Games booth, and we had to wait till it closed for Robert to come. So while we were waiting, we did give Demon Worker a try. So we'll be reviewing that one really shortly. But I will say, as far as anime games go, which I have zero interest in, that one is actually better than I expected. So I'll give you that heads up right now. So that is all that there is to say about these. Hopefully, you'll be seeing these coming up really soon, and you'll be a good chance to pick them up or make the decision, ideally before they come out. So just let you know what we got, and that's the haul 2021. I'll do another pan out so you can see it all in its glory. Oh, there's all the games.